Did you test that? No, that's who went to the store.
Everybody else.
Klaus, Ali, yeah, I guess.
Oh, probably they went to the game stuff.
Yes.
Big,
Yeah,
Volvo.
yeah.
Man, that's a list of we came there to that out, so they gave us an upgrade. When we saw our upgrade, we were like, this is nice upgrade.
Yeah, we also actually got that. We would have also have a smaller car, so the Octavia is already an upgrade. Because we were supposed also not to just take alley, but also to take boxes for the Christmas tree, but then somehow they managed to get it in the other car.
Oh, and you got collect on and on. She was supposed to do that. Some fancy things.
Oh.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, lunch and chicken curry.
You're not confused.
You wrote this schedule.
That's why.
No, but you're on the PM.
Yeah,
Wednesday lunch,
I
chicken hot pot.
Chicken hot pot. You are a chicken hot pot.
I'm going to take that as a great compliment.
No, with that camera, we all look like a chicken hot pot. Imagine somebody looking at this data set, they might be wondering later on, what was in their head, why to...
I think, it's really going to turn out to be a study on what happens when you squeeze people's heads with the camera strap for a day.
Hey, that's why I was tired yesterday.
That's why we have a control group without cameras, right?
Yes. And the result is impaired brain function.
I'm not joking, yesterday evening I had a brain fog. This thing is too tight for
This
me.
was not a camera.
We got kicked out, man, from we had 2 dishes.
Yeah.
For our capacity, that's like...
Was there leftover rice?
Yes. It's in the fridge.
It's in the fridge.
Where else would it be?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
And I think most people didn't finish that ingredient. They're all fighting.
Lower.
Ah, it's in here.
That lady was really hard to do.
Yeah.
You have it there, you come to my part. And you're here at 9 o'clock?
Yeah.
Essen wir das kalt oder Betrieb oder?
Ja, kannst du sonst...
Wir sind jetzt schon...
Ja, nehmen wir mal raus, aber ich glaube, das kann man kalt essen.
She's not capable. She's doing everything by herself.
Yeah. Well, I guess you need to, when you live out here, you need to do everything by yourself.
I mean, I've never seen somebody left, right, She did the cleaning also later,
Yeah, certainly.
Very capable. I think she's also not that young now, maybe 60. Very capable. You won't find that kind of starting up anymore. It's mostly mostly young people that kind of wonder.
What are you doing
Am I
now?
doing this? I'm overqualified.
Cookie dough.
Ah, eating
Yeah,
chocolate.
Most people think they're overqualified
Yes.
for everything. I think
Grating
if
slash
they're
eating
my
chocolate.
group, they would probably think I'm overqualified.
As soon as it's too small to.
Better? Yeah, it's just like some big.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Why do you make lots of cookies?
Don't you like cookies?
Uncompressed, decompressed.
Well, then why are you asking?
I'm supposed to be
I-
Elon Musk. Probably everybody thinks, you know.
I had this experience in December because we had a very typical student who was just finishing his secondary. So he was really good. And then we should hire this guy. No, but he's really good. Actually, even a good master student.
So speaking of masters, we went to the same military level, master level, sometimes top of bottom.
Wow.
It used to be my masters. The really cool things in masters. Top of this company, cycle, with Falcon McCloud. You just see somebody. Yeah, the master's level, it was very clear that
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
made for good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god, there are grampies.
No, nobody go to the door. No.
Hey, somebody, door.
I think the other way.
Uh,
I would have gone if you had. Shopping.
Hey, this is incredibly relaxing, I can tell you. I'm not sure if you like it, but okay, everything is ready for going into oven.
Hey, boss.
Everything is ready for the oven.
Let's go, boss.
Yes, let's go. We go to the oven. Thank you,
Let's
thank you, boss.
go. Let's go. Hey, boss. Egg. Super.
You're not using the weak oven, right? Only the hot oven?
We got another 235 euros.
235
what?
euros.
What?
We went shopping.
Yeah, what have you been doing?
Did you get cheese?
We got lots of cheese.
Oh god.
Why?
Ali,
What? Why are you giving me this?
you wanted it. For your house. You said you only have one left. No, not this
No,
one.
this one.
Hey, boss.
Where's breakfast?
Snap the cheese here.
Breakfast is only available with camera.
Dishwasher.
Yes,
The
one
ladies,
dishwasher.
Björn, the ladies of the house.
I'll take it home.
You know.
Oh, the big one's right here. That's only has 18. That's not going to work. This is the big one. Dishwasher salt. Yeah. I'll start doing stuff while I'm here now.
Yeah.
No. Put on the camera.
I need a kitchen like this, you know.
What's wrong, Carl?
Good morning. Opa. Opa. I think we're good, and we need 12 minutes, I believe.
We'll do a fantastic first. After I was let in, I was okay. It took me a while. The first time
Wait a second. Ah, I should look here. I got some missed call from.
Yeah, you get
From around the world. I looked at the phone, is that very sure?
Same place as yesterday.
if there's nothing.
Same place as the SD cards.
Just missed call.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit of a class, but it's just the exciting dialogue we had at Frankfurt
No,
Airport
I just saw
where it's
the missed call and the
Yeah.
beginning of the number or something.
Ja, ich muss jetzt hier nur noch ein bisschen sauber machen, bevor da alle in die Schokoladensplitter reintrampeln.
Ja. I did 1.5 or so, but I'm quite used to it, so.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, you want to and I'm drinking regular machine grade office coffee. So if I order with their coffee, that's like a brown.
Yeah, today. With Ali. With Ali.
Does it? Wait a second, let me see something important. Coke.
That's what I was wondering.
You have a fridge here.
No, it's in the other room. What do you have? Yes, for you. Yeah, but you don't want to put them in the fridge? Yeah.
Where's Tian?
No. But if you for a short time, it's fine, yeah? You can put it in.
Ja.
Okay.
Anybody want towels washed? I'm gonna wash towels on camera. Yeah, bring them all down.
Yeah. I mean, what you could, Cal, will you keep doing
Good to go. All right.
So that's very good.
Yeah, Bob was very worried about the spigot and put it in the freezer.
So it's still frozen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Still frozen? Very good.
Frozen? Yeah. Confirmed.
And they are, so there, two of these croissants are maple something. Because they only had 10.
Okay.
Cleared out the regular
Yeah.
croissants completely.
Okay, but then we have enough, I guess.
I think we also finished all of the water.
Because Stefan was worried, but actually it turns out we have 2 of those croissants for everyone, and if you have those,
Right,
more.
right, yeah. Oh, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah. We had real
It just struck me. We are gonna make the news, you know why? If any crazy sees this data set and sees us coming there and turning on camera to synchronize with this QR code, you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna go, that's it! They're coming to synchronize chip in a brain and a vaccine content. With the latest orders from
From the high command.
High Command. Mothership is coming.
I mean, now that you mention it, I can tell you that I got a COVID booster vaccination just a week before coming here. So there must be a connection.
5G is already there.
Oh, 6G. He's bred in the face already. You know?
Yeah, that's what I said. Like on the first presentation, it's completely useless. I can't pay with the chip that rejects me. I can't open my office store. So what is it for?
Yeah.
Seriously, man.
What's it good for? Exactly.
I went through entire hassle, not once, multiple times.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right.
And I still have to use the phone to check 12 minutes But we haven't. And probably I could have done it in the oven if I knew how about it.
Yeah.
So
Right.
let's put this croissant.
No, I want to do as much as possible.
Yes. So two of these croissants, Stefan, are maple something.
You know which ones?
Yeah, they look different.
The ones
The
that
one on top.
that
Yes.
have almonds on top.
Yes.
Okay, then I put them on a separate plate.
We cleared out all of the croissants and they had like four euros or something like this. So
And how's the stock? Is it regular? No, just wondering.
it had frozen spinach at least. So
You know, you made it.
if you search
That
separately
tells you
enough.
if it's a really high-end store, they have frozen spinach.
I mean, it's the same place they went to earlier, right? And they didn't find it.
Yeah.
So basically, they have it if you search desperately enough.
Yeah.
So you may be laughing as much as you want, but for a place at the very edge of the continent.
Well, if you wanna,
Apparently,
there's still a bit of sugar in there. If you wanna,
Is it really sugar? Because I was looking
Yes.
what it is.
yes, it is. It is. It
It's
just
only
got a
kind
bit.
of wet.
Yes.
Can we use it or not?
Yes, sure. It's. I mean, it's sugar.
Then I do it for a coffee.
Apparently,
Yes.
Ballyconneely is not entirely unknown to the Irish population.
No.
Beach. People come here to the beach apparently.
Okay.
You presented me.
Björn,
This is like
I have a very important task for you.
Ah.
Do you want to lick those clean?
I can do one. But somebody has to look at me right now.
We all look at you.
Who wants the other one?
That changed the.
Do we have another grandpa? You know, like he's just looking at his
I grew up.
grandson and now.
Come on,
right,
here,
right.
Stefan. Here you go. You deserve a reward.
Give
If
it to
it's-
Werner. Werner
It's
likes
on.
it.
Do I have to do anything with the time? We just turn it on and press go.
It's off.
This is my first time turning it on.
See the tab.
Oh, there is something.
Yeah. Power problem. You have to try again. Unplug. Turn it off. Unplug. Give it a bit. Try again.
It's good.
There-
It smells
Luca.
so good, Stefan.
Yeah.
You're a chef.
This was IKEA actually.
Oh, yeah, one's for me. Do you take your shampoo? We have banana or we have
What is that, man?
banana shampoo.
Banana shampoo. I've never seen this.
Banana shampoo.
So you need it when you wash bananas, or?
Yeah.
Good that he.
Klaus. I think Cajo takes the banana shampoo.
Really? Carry on.
You can start laughing again.
You chose that.
No, he chose it.
Hey, come on,
He
guys.
didn't have enough yesterday.
Come on, guys. There was no pineapple left. So we have to go bananas.
I'm not sorry.
Hey, it's good to move that. Cajo,
Yo.
move that shampoo from a kitchen. Somebody's gonna mistake it as a topping for pancakes.
Yeah.
There's leftover rice for me today, right?
Stefan, did you get a shampoo? Boss. Did he get a shampoo? I bought 3 shampoos. One was for him.
Stefan,
They're done.
pay attention.
It said 12 seconds, but
Did you get a shampoo?
yeah.
No, it's happening now. Because you can see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Go for it. Oh, no.
Luca,
Yes.
this is a bit weird.
They're not all the same.
How is this possible? So actually,
Which one do you want?
I think
Coconut or banana? Coconut. Put it in your pocket.
thank you.
Yes, but this one is really, really weak for some reason. It has also very different units. It's just 0 to 6. All the other ones are with degrees. I'm assuming these are 0 to 6 degrees because it was so weak.
Okay.
This is probably just for keeping food warm.
Yes.
It might be your defrost.
I made a
or
mistake.
something.
I went to the room, but I guess it's okay.
Ugh.
Did you ever go?
Well,
If you managed to, I went to the room by mistake.
Ugh.
if there is nothing that is,
You mean with the video?
not sure what stuff you have lying around in your room, but maybe it's
Yeah.
okay.
The world doesn't want to know.
If you didn't look at your packages, then you're okay.
Okay. So that is.
Okay. Does anybody want a towel wash?
No, wait a second. Do we have a glove? Glove.
Mittens, I don't know.
Take.
Give me your towel.
Yes, I think for someone.
This thing is.
This is done, yes.
Totally done. These right ones are done, and the left ones not near close.
Well, then move them over.
Look at this. How is this possible? And I set them the same, I think.
Well,
This is incredible. So these ones are overdone, and I was looking from there these, and they are not even a kind of.
Exactly, that's what I said. That one is useless.
Sure.
yeah, then move it over.
Yeah. So let me then decrease this one a little bit. Is
Anybody
this
else
too
want
much
fresh
now? What I
towels?
did? Is this okay? Luca,
Why,
is
why?
this okay?
Yeah, this looks okay.
There's a towel service happening this morning.
You know what I mean?
I would
There
like
is
that.
there is food though.
So the
Come to see
ants are
something.
not drying properly.
Come, to see something. I want you really to see, like what we were saying yesterday. Look at this. Look at this. They are not even breathing, and these ones overdone. I don't know what's wrong with this side.
They're perfect. Okay.
Oh no.
Camera working.
Yes.
You're
Can you
off.
bring my towel?
Yeah, I just brought my.
Anybody else want a towel wash? No, that's a no. Nobody wants towel wash.
Where do I bring the towel?
To me.
Excellent. I'll be right back.
Because it wasn't marked. And then it depends if you do coffee towel style or
Wait a second. This one is not even working. You see?
Well, it is a bit.
depending on how much coffee
No,
you put in.
do a proper coffee.
Yeah, I did one in the morning.
Don't do a kind of that.
Did you actually get coffee?
Mine. Done. Yeah, look at this. These ones didn't. I was looking at this.
Yeah.
Look at this.
These three?
Nothing. No. But I didn't even start. And these ones were done totally. So this side doesn't work. Everything.
On the left doesn't work.
Yeah, it works, but very slowly.
Okay. That's not cookie.
Actually, Holly, I think it may be related also to what we noticed with some of these. This one, for example, is very crappy. Remember? This
Yeah. Very slow. Okay. That looks nice.
I think I should put them on something. I'm just like wondering if there are these boards. Look at these.
Not in here.
Original spices, not a free mix.
Anybody want that cornflakes?
Don't really have.
You making a cookie? They're making the chocolate.
Huh?
Are you making the cookie?
Yes. Cookies.
Oh, I was looking at this side from there, And look at this. They started at the same time.
Okay.
Nothing. And this one is done.
Still like this.
Yeah.
The mystery of this.
Mystery of this over me. The plot thickens.
After you leave this house, you will master everything.
After a week here. In retrospect, maybe I shouldn't have added the eggs.
Let's see if we're talking about the same cake.
Luca, I should have stick to IKEA action.
Yes. No, it's fine.
There we go.
You have to put down one, and in between you may put down either sequences of the same fruit, or you can put down like you maybe have the same.
I was looking for it like ha ha ha, you know, like they're not doing yet, and then
whoever wins, you take you get the point left from the. No, not really. Like you just transfer so 10%, cash is 11 and so on. And then the top part, whatever you have, or you're that's just swap. Yes. Okay. Yes, go again, hang back in. Yes, you have to cross, always put that. Okay. And I think the juices are white. Yes. So you can use them with the white. So you can use them for anything. Two is a white part. Yes. So if the way you play, you cannot actually put down on the fish part. So neither of us can put on the fish. So it doesn't. But so just to. So but then you have to land up by putting the card down. Right. And you can draw, so the options are you can draw one from here, you can take the top card, or you can take the entire
Stefan.
Synchronization with the 5 meter done.
Stefan, may I trouble you about more cling film? Same place as before, I hope.
Did you turn it back?
Yeah.
Ah,
This one, and we have. They brought a new packet because this one.
yes,
was last
that's
for
great.
long.
No, this is close to done.
Yeah.
This one?
Just
Because
yeah, no,
this
they
one, yeah, look at this one. This one is like almost.
yeah.
This is like you brought it.
You want me to help you?
and then
No, the catch is you cannot really predict these zones.
No.
Tian was waiting for an hour first night to boil the water, just like bring it to boil.
I mean, he could just have used the boiling water out of the tap.
Totally, but
Yeah.
you know, he started that way, and you would expect it
Yeah,
to
yeah.
work at some point. Okay, maybe I wait here.
They start looking good. Yeah, I guess they are probably already fine.
These
At
ones.
least from here.
Yeah, totally. Okay. Incredible. Like they were not moving even.
Could somebody cut this off, please? Go ahead, Shiri.
Back to this or the bottom?
Ja, das ist okay. Vielen Dank.
In real life, yes.
and there was a if you put down like everything, if you close by if you close something out tomorrow, you close by emptying your hand completely, that would be like a
15. Boss.
Boss.
Almost.
Almost boss. Let's go.
Almost.
That coffee's gonna be so strong.
You don't want us to fall asleep, right?
Yeah, did you let Werner take control of this?
It's not that, I mean, it's not as strong as the one that I did on the first day. I put less than.
We have a few people looking to eat cornflakes.
Okay, yeah. So you need milk as well.
You will not trick me. Where is my coffee? My coffee. Oh, it's there.
This one?
I'll take it.
We will not trick you.
Thank you. Oh my god, Luca is preparing some crazy stuff here.
Christmassy.
Christmas cookies.
Yes.
This is apparently not a thing in many regions, I guess.
So we have
Might be a Germanic.
Maybe, yeah.
1, 2. Nice, man.
Yeah, but I guess. Maybe not rest, but further east, I guess you do those things.
Oh, these ones are more than done.
Oh, yes.
No, they're good. They're good. This oven, and it's,
You mix it up with chocolate croissant. They don't need to have chocolate color on the top.
it's egg.
No, it's the egg. You want the barbecue sauce to move it over, or?
Now you're open. We're gonna have a...
Well, I guess when we're ready for breakfast, right?
Oh, right. And of course we should turn So we should do this, right?
Check again.
Mm.
Very good. Luca, I'm gonna turn off the ovens, you know?
Yes, please do.
Yes.
I don't know if anyone wants tea, but I think Luca wants right, Luca? You want
Yes, tea would be great.
how you do that with a water kettle, but
Hey, you know what? I figured out that people do all sorts of weird stuff. I have this cousin that came hot or...
no, yeah, you do the cold one. I mean, to warm it up.
This cousin came to visit me to Amsterdam.
I know.
I come home and I look at the...
Sorry, Jen. Just need to briefly put this in here.
Man, it's looking...
Tea you prefer?
Just
Try to boil the egg, Barry.
yeah,
How many of them you want?
per. In this, probably 4.
Not sure how you get such ideas.
Is this, how much is this, a liter, or because I warmed like 1 liter?
Maybe half liter.
Okay.
So we watch this one and we put coffee here and then we have a carrot bread.
Yeah, we can put this over.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Okay, yeah.
but it's a very slow machine.
Yeah, it's slow. And I have been motivating people to drink the one that I did in the morning so that we have space, but it took a while until it was done.
Let's try 3.
Germany. I think they are known to cancel people, sometimes by force. Can I have some milk, please?
No, but it's true. The FDA guidance about low fat that was issued in the 60s and 70s led to the obesity.
They increased the sugar, but it didn't have like a low sugar intake and a low fat intake as well.
And a low protein intake, then you're gonna starve.
I go for the high protein,
High protein,
high fat.
maybe
And
not
high sugar.
Medium fat.
High protein, high fat, high sugar.
That is
Everything high.
In-and-out hamburgers.
If everything is high, doesn't that mean everything is medium?
It's all equalized.
All right.
High alcohol, high caffeine.
Keep cooking.
High.
Milk concentrate.
You only have one life, live it well.
Well, there is such a thing, you know.
All right.
Condensed milk.
Milk powder.
That cannot be better by taking it.
Apparently, we didn't shake it, so we have the orange water.
We have to shake it.
No, I shook.
There is no.
I shook one of the orange juices. I don't know which one.
Oh, you're drinking
Oh, there's
orange.
no bits. There's no bits.
Orange in the Guinness.
There's no bits of concentrate.
Yeah, but it's every orange
High
juice is
on
better by
oranges.
shaking.
Yes, it's very nice. I eat these.
I eat scone and like
Yes.
I want
No, you're the hardest person to get out. Stay where you are.
Yes.
Okay.
Sit down, sit down.
Hey, but we need some cheese.
Cheese and butter.
Cheese and butter.
We bought some nice apple
In the
ones.
fridge?
Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah. So just like bring the cheeses and one board for cutting and a knife.
Okay.
They are in the door,
These
you
are
know.
pretty good. IKEA.
IKEA.
they're from IKEA.
No,
They're from IKEA.
So I get the butter for. Oh wow, that's a lot of cheese. So here's the butter. The good butter, yes. Yeah.
French Gruyere.
double green.
Are you fine with this one?
Maybe Dean doesn't eat butter. I eat my own butter. He's fine at eating another kind of butter.
Yeah.
So,
IKEA cheese.
Granddad eats some
yes.
Before you open that one, maybe you want to use the one that's
Yeah, totally.
I did not think that you were serious when you said you bought more cheese, but now we have.
Apparently-
I think if we only had the cheese, we would not
Oh,
starve.
this is IKEA cheese, eh?
There's no calories
No, that's cherry.
to last the whole day.
It's
Honestly, I think at the end of the week, it's just all
no,
going to be
there is.
cheese.
Because
It's
we
just
need
we
to
are all going to be cheese. We're converging towards cheese.
80% of you are gonna
We're eating a little bit of everything, but the cheese replenishes much faster than the rest.
You're good.
This is not really
Is that
the best
tea?
knife for this.
The teapot? Yes.
This is tea,
An
of course.
This is,
Okay, do it now.
yeah.
This one is also for
Attention, it is very full.
Oh.
Oh,
Yes,
oh,
this is
there we go,
exactly,
there we go.
yeah.
yeah. Okay. I see.
Saved.
That's why.
Oh, yep.
Another one.
We have two each.
No, I'm playing.
So I'm cutting some cheese for whoever wants.
Thank you.
Stefan's cutting the cheese.
You need to cut more.
Yeah, I know. Okay. There are more different types of cheeses. Yeah. That went fast. I shouldn't have said till I'm done.
Yeah.
The angry seagulls / scavengers. I think we have probably a better knife for this.
Könntest du mir extra Zucker leihen? Jawohl, der steht krank.
Hadden we gedacht.
This will be with this juice. Let's take some now.
So this is some
Vintage cheddar.
pecan maple
Yeah, vintage cheddar.
things. These two.
Oh,
No, not these two.
Not these two,
The small
sorry. These two.
ones,
These two.
those two.
These two.
pecan maple.
Yeah, that's nice, yeah.
Maybe we can
Maybe
May
I
I?
maybe I bring a knife and we split it, or you?
Oh yeah. I mean, we can just.
See? Yes, of course, just put it down. Any sugar?
No, this is fine.
more vintage cheddar coming. Vintage cheddar. This is very vintage.
Oh, it's that cheese.
What do
Yeah.
they mean by vintage? Somebody forgot it for a few seasons.
This is pistachio though.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, could be.
Cheese.
I mean, it's good.
Yeah. Okay. Basically, I forgot and I was guessing.
It's basically
So
vintage
does the steak.
storage of that.
But it's
So
maple,
what
right?
did you eat?
Oh, that's cheese that we forgot 10 years ago. That's kind of.
Myself and Graham have a steak before
Let's call it
Christmas planned for
vintage
the
and
23rd
declare it the
December.
future. You know.
Oh,
You know the big ones each?
yeah.
Yeah. With a
So,
bone marrow side.
vintage cheddar.
No, too much.
Guys,
Oh, did you manage to finish the whole thing, Graham?
No, we haven't done it yet. We haven't done it yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe you can put it here also.
Let's leave it here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I put it in this is
pour in
a
our
bit too
own.
far. It's very full, so
He's thinking of his 1 kilogram steak.
1 kilogram.
Christmas celebration.
Beans.
What do you do with it?
Oh, this is some Irish magic.
Very good.
This Christmas? Oh no, like at his house?
We're starting now, right?
Yeah, let's see if we get through a bit.
I don't know.
Guys, I
Okay.
think cheese.
Boss,
Yes.
Speech.
No, I thought he wants some speech.
who's speaking?
Bjorn?
No.
No?
I didn't
Hang
know.
on.
yeah, put it here and I'll move it.
No, this one. Yeah.
Bjorn has something to say.
Please, Björn, stand up.
He already said something like, I'll try to translate. It sounded like.
I'll put you the camera. You can take it from there.
So officially the workshop for today has now begun.
Yeah.
Our task for today is as follows. We must decide on what is the appropriate task for a grand challenge at ACM Multimedia, and we will consider a hackathon as well, but multimedia is the key thing today. We were given the money by SIGMM. They requested that we run something that's like VBS or LSC, or VBS and LSC actually, at ACM Multimedia. Get together, figure it out, do it.
And it has to be interactive.
They didn't say that, but since they said it has to be like, it should be like VBS / LSC, it probably is something with an interactive element to it. Data set released, bit of training data, maybe a closed workshop and a public open session. Right? That is what I think is gonna, I think this one's right. I think it's gonna happen. And
Smoky.
so looking for something that's not the obvious. Release a data set, set a date, get people together, run a challenge, give some topics, Q&A and ad hoc, and see what happens. That's the default approach. Is there something you want to do that's better or more novel than that? Does anybody have any ideas? Let's worry about the challenge first and the hackathon second, I think.
Well, the question is, does the challenge have to have one single task, or could it be multiple ones?
It's up to us. There's a
Because
workshop,
I
and well, no, I imagine there will be an associated workshop and a grand challenge tied to the workshop.
because I think there
I vote multiple.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was also thinking, like, I mean, given the bias we'll have in the data set, there is a lot of research on multimedia for cooking, eating. So basically, one task would be basically do whatever you have on your data set and just test it on this data set. Don't use any training data from this data set. see how this transfers to new data. And of course, I guess we want to do something like more LSC style interactive queries. I mean, from the backlog of things that we want to do is one thing that we always for VBS also had was trying to see how precisely you phrase queries or how simple you keep the language. There is always this tension between use simple words that everyone understands versus being precise. So that might be something also to study, but this is of course needs comparison. So either you split it at 2 groups. If we have enough participants, that could work, but we don't know in advance probably.
Because I think we should like build a hybrid benchmark for everyone to compare them, you know, when they make a new idea. But for annual competition, we should like change the task to new one and motivate them to create a new idea or change their method to compete with other teams. So yeah, that's my idea.
But I mean, the usual grand challenge format, which I think we should stick to at least for the part that we label as grand challenge, is an asynchronous operation. You get your data, you get your task, you get your time to process, to do whatever it is you think you need to do to solve the task. You send in your results, you get your scores back, and there's going to be result presentation of everybody or the top scoring teams depending on how many we have.
It's not very alike to LSE and VBS.
Yeah, I mean this is something we can do on top of this. That we have a session where something happens live, but I would definitely
literally asked us. I mean, that's one thing that makes this format very unique. This interaction,
right.
And why is it kind of, I think, interesting that we look at some form of interaction in the age of these conversational systems, because these are conversational systems been from the beginning.
So we can do some kind of data mining where they build a system, more like exploration system, and then at the challenge we will have very specific questions for that. For example, like regarding group dynamics, so they will have to build a system that can visualize the group dynamics and show some kind of interaction like more and very user experience based. And then at the challenge we ask some question live, and they have to use the system to answer that. It's like who did I talk to the most today or something like that. But these questions are only released at the challenge live.
Yeah, so I would just not limit it to something like this, because the barrier of entry for these sort of things is very high. Right, so you need a complete stack to be able to do this interactively.
Asynchronous and synchronous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just give out some tasks, people can put some algorithms together however they want. It only needs to run exactly once on whatever resources they might have, and they can produce those results. Right? This might not cover all the things, but it is certainly for some interesting tasks, it might be entirely sufficient that they can build their thing. It runs on whatever they have. It will take a while to run. We will produce some output. We will look at the output and tell them how well they did.
So something that has a low barrier to entry, asynchronous submission to take part in the Grand Challenge, but there is an interactive element to the Grand Challenge, which is tied to a workshop, which is somehow different than a hackathon.
And I guess the hackathon should have all the things we can not evaluate, whereas there either we don't have a ground truth, or there cannot be a ground truth because there is some ambiguity in there. Whereas the challenges should have a clear mechanism by which you can tell, okay, how
So
how much of this you got right.
we kind of do this with NTCIO, right? That email I send out periodically and everybody ignores. We kind of do this with NTCIO, where we do have this asynchronous challenge. You build your system, we give you the queries, which we've got to look at actually today at least. Haven't seen them yet, no. We released the queries. The queries are more descriptive than an LSE query. It has a title, a description, and then a narrative that says, eating breakfast is relevant only if it includes Werner. Right, there's some description like that makes it very, very clear. And people do that in their own time. By a certain date, they submit the runs. We pool all people's runs together and generate the ground truth. Right? We don't evaluate everything. It's not a complete ground truth, it's a pooled ground truth. So it's never going to be perfect, but it's going to be sufficient to differentiate systems. That we can do, not about it. Okay, that's simple. We do that already. The challenge here is that it's probably a bit more difficult data to work with, but that's great. Then we can do some really interesting interactive things in a workshop, where the queries are different, like some kind of, really it is this interaction queries that we have. So the time I was talking to Ali about the NTCR queries you hadn't yet released. What was the outcome of that? What was the outcome of that conversation? Those kind of things, much nicer things to do. And that's really interesting, I think, for an interactive challenge. Not just find it.
But this is a different. This is also somewhat difficult to evaluate because you need to phrase this very precisely, because what was the outcome of this conversation is not something that has a precise answer.
But that's what we do with the judges, right? The judges make decisions in these interactive systems.
I currently what we have is like the judges get something that is a very short answer with some degrees of freedom, but if you ask for outcome of a conversation, you could write a paragraph on that.
Yeah, okay, we limit the, like we do this with the Q&A things already. What airline? Oh, Turkish Airlines, or whatever, Turkish. Fine, I vote okay.
How we do it, we only don't phrase it like that. So basically how the queries in a non-item, and I think, not in ad hoc, but in non-item, I think, are formulated. That's multi-turn retrieval. If we don't go for a full conversation, but conversational search, for example, that's pretty much how you formulate and evaluate queries already. You provide a bit of information, then people start looking, then it's funny, on the microphone people say, okay, nobody finding, and then typically Werner or you kind of says, additional piece of information, like that girl running up the hill with the father towards the flag.
Yeah.
Then you provide the next bit of information.
But what is the target? Is it a pure retrieval task, as in find the end of this conversational chain for this example, or is it a you need to somehow summarize this conversation into two phrases?
Evaluating summary is super difficult.
But outcomes.
Most of us did it at some point.
Maybe my example was bad. It doesn't necessarily have to be the outcome of a conversation. It can be the outcome of cooking breakfast on the third day. How many croissants were left? Whatever is that kind of query, right? We make the query something that actually you can identify and you can be pretty sure is correct or reasonably correct.
Yes, but this is a easy fact finding, and then you could either have a pure value as a result, as in I did something, my answer is 3. I'm not going to tell you how I got to it, or you have to actually identify the croissants and say, well, show me all the instances, and then I can go, oh yeah, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. There's actually 3 at this point, yeah.
The issue at IV or 4B, where one of the teams, actually on and on team, the guy was guessing the answers.
Yeah.
And he guessed it right twice.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Very badly. Yes.
So you're moving towards reasoning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Providing evidence.
Yeah.
That's what Trekvi did. You remember multimedia event detection was, and that was what I call summarization. It was a bit of a blasphemy to call it a summarization because it was just evidence.
Exactly. I mean, I guess you can get to multiple levels. You can just provide an explanation and say, because I have seen those things on 3 pictures. That's how I come. Or you really provide a list of evidence and say, this is the picture, this is the picture.
Yeah, you can provide at the timestamp. At the timestamp.
That's asynchronous then, right?
Meta task was asynchronous.
Yeah, I mean, you could do it in a synchronous thing as well if you have if you have a system doing it. But of course, if you do that in an interactive way and you have things that the user reasoned and the system doesn't know about, then it gets difficult. Yeah, but at least, I mean, I guess it could be interesting to build a system that also can keep this evidence. So basically, that when you provide the answer, you have the things you looked at and say, well, this is the information I used to come up with the answer.
I would like to bring an additional aspect to this discussion, because the Grand Challenge traditionally was always funded by companies, and in a way that they also get some output, right? And even though I fully agree with all of you that we need interactive challenges, I think for the Grand Challenge at ACM Multimedia, we could also maybe do some subtasks like labeling. For example, many people in multimedia are working on food recognition. So it could be a collaborative annotation task also. And then later on, from that collaborative annotation, we could extract metadata and later on maybe use it for the interactive challenges as a ground truth, even though it might not be completely correct, of course.
But as a challenge, if you put it as a challenge, how do you evaluate it? I mean, the challenge has kind of this competition character.
Is that not the hackathon stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
So
It's more hackathon,
looking at what came out of that meeting in ACM Multimedia on the first morning, it was a health-based hackathon. Is what they wanted to do. And we're naturally going to feed into that if we use this data.
I mean, there's some very interesting things we can do about this. I mean, for example, all of these things have barcodes on them, right? So you can cross-reference this with the International Product Database and know exactly what this was, and then you can track how much of this happens to be fresh milk by Applegreen, how much of this was consumed over what amount of time. Right, and I mean, essentially, it will be difficult to track who actually consumed what, but the methodology would be applicable if you have a smaller group of people. For a health tracking, you can say, okay, what did I actually eat? What is my nutritional profile, just based on things I've seen. This sort of stuff. I think this would be fascinating for a hackathon. It would be very difficult for the Grand Challenge, because how do you evaluate this? Because we are not all secretly keeping track and having a ground truth.
Maybe just one comment to this, because TrackFit also does this part-based evaluation, right, where they evaluate with some manual effort 10% of the submissions, and then approximate how much there will be.
Yeah, but if you do that, for example, with product annotations, I mean, even 10% is a crazy amount of work.
You're right.
So there are some grand challenges, if you look at it, the way I kind of participated also in some, and the one that we won in New Yorker Melange, that was 10 years ago with Monza. That one was bought by IBM, and because they were based in New York, you know, like they wanted really, this is the definition of Grand Challenge. We want to show New York using all this wealth of social media data from different perspectives. So competing teams had totally different solutions. But very interesting. Somebody focused on a fashion of the city, you know, like it's city of fashion, you know. Recommender systems, location recommender systems, and so on and so on. So when speaking about grand challenges, they have also tradition of these open-ended tasks. So in that sense, what we kind of discuss now as a hackathon could also fit grand challenge.
Right. But there the checking wasn't on individual items whether they're correct or not. It was really on the overall look and feel of the thing.
Okay, but this is then more you have a jury that looks at this sort of stuff, and then they
the look and the feel of the thing.
They essentially grade the creativity and the quality of the output and yada yada yada. And okay. Yeah, I mean, this is also something that would be interesting to do, but I guess this would be two tracks within something like this, right? But the more qualitative versus the more quantitative.
Well, in that case, there was only the one, right? There was only one track.
There was only one. There was only one track. Because at that time for the community it was really important to see what can we do. Everybody talks about this social multimedia wealth and so on. what can we do, you know, like, and let's start moving into building some systems that actually use it for something useful, you know, either tracking fashion trends, Hong Kong people did this, or location recommenders, what we did, and a few other groups as well, and so on and so on and so on. I'm just like saying here, there are many possibilities. It doesn't have to be really classic computer vision segmentation.
Yes,
or
yes,
detection,
absolutely. Well,
You can also track our fashion. Maybe find out who is wearing the same shirt or
So you changed it.
no, I mean,
I changed not to be the same as you, and it's not changed.
there's just
After recommendation.
there's just something that is difficult to handle, and especially coming back to the interactive part of things, right?